Hey folks, Marcus Springer here with Life in Japan. Today, winter is approaching soon, and that means that the winter foods are coming. Japanese love to sort their food out by the season, and a popular seasonal food for the winter in Japan is Oden. Oden is a soup that is often sold in the convenience stores. You'll see them advertising outside for it. So today we're going to our local 7-Eleven to give it a shot. I have had many of the ingredients of Oden before, but I've never actually had Oden. When I walk into the 7-Eleven, I smell the Oden very quickly. It reminds me of menudo back home in Texas. My Mexican friends love menudo, but for me, I have yet to have menudo that my stomach could handle. I have a feeling that Oden is going to be the same. Let's go find out. Okay, first thing that we're going to do here is pop open this container of Oden. We need to add some special seasoning to the broth. Actually, not seasoning. We're going to add miso. I happen to be allergic to miso, by the way, so let's hope this doesn't cause any problems. And here's a kind of mustard that goes into it as well. Alright. I'll give you a nice little view of it here. What do you think? Yummy? Okay. Take out our chopsticks. Gonna stir up the broth a little bit. The broth is made out of kombu, which is an edible kelp. And it has kazuri katsuo, which is bonito shavings. You mix the kelp and the shavings together in boiling water and basically kind of dissolve them in there. And that is your broth for Oden. Let's start off with the boiled egg. This is the thing that we know the most. Not too scary. But of course, like I said, it absorbs the broth taste. And if you like the broth, if it smells good to you, this is a wonderful thing to eat. If you don't, then this can be a little bit of torture. Oh, yummy. Easter is now ruined for me. I don't think I can ever eat an Easter egg again. Okay, next on the list is chikwa. Now, chikwa at one point in time was a fish. And they took that fish, and I believe they dried it, and then they turned it into a powder. And then they mixed that powder with a variety of other things like flour and sugar and whatnot. And what once looked like a fish that swam in the sea now looks like this. Let's give you a close-up of this. The texture of chikwa is kind of chewy, rubbery, as is the case with a lot of the Japanese foods that have been processed from what used to look like a living organism into something that no longer does. Oh, God. Next up, I can only handle one bite of that, is, I think it used to be meat. It looks like kind of a hamburger meatball thing. Let's give that a shot. Ah, definitely meat. Okay. Tastes like just a regular hamburger meatball. It did not absorb the flavor of the broth quite as much as the egg and the chihuahua did. So I have a lot more of the meat flavor that I'm used to and that I'm more comfortable with. I can eat more of this. The last thing, and unfortunately, I don't think you're going to be able to see this very well because as I mixed the broth, I turned this into just a lot of bits and crumbs. But this used to be a fish cake, and it had various things inside of it. I believe it may have had a little bit of corn in there, definitely some seaweed, and mystery foods added to it. Last bite. And my friends, this is Oden. It's worth trying once. I know a lot of foreigners who do actually like this. I know many Japanese who love it. For me, I think I would have to say it's an acquired taste that I have yet to acquire. One of the upsides about Oden is that it's quite inexpensive. The bowl that I just got runs around 240 yen, which depending on the economy could be about $2.40. And it's also very filling. However, I didn't eat all, so I need a little bit more sustenance to keep me going for the day. I got potato chips. Hopefully it will clean out my palate a little bit. Bubblegum to kill the taste in my mouth and the breath, and some lemon tea to wash it all down with. And look at that, how cute is that? You have Winnie the Pooh all over the tea. Japan, gotta love it. Have a nice day.